Here come the cow. And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome. This is Odie as we begin. Today's Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday, the day after.
February 20th.
February 20th, the day after
Can't think
President's
of it.
Day.
You had to think, didn't you?
I had to think.
A day off for a few folks. It'll make it a short week. That 4-day weeks, aren't they wonderful?
Sometimes.
I don't ever see it actually ever happening in the U.S. of it being a 4-day work week. Other countries have kind of tried to start it, but would you get more out of your workers? Probably the first couple of years, and then they would want a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, can we do a 3-day work week? I think we've spoiled ourselves to not the work part, but us going and getting stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, it's what happens.
You know, you see a lot of manufacturing places of that nature. Some of those do 4-day work weeks.
Yeah, you work extra 10 hours, but they got a couple of shifts to keep the company rolling.
That's right. And so you can afford that extra day off. But
there ain't no days off around here. It's headlines happen 7 days a week at any time.
Yeah, but you work from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Something like that. And then sometimes I'll get up in the middle of the night on that.
Yeah.
We have to start this morning off with condolences. If you haven't heard this news by now, I found out the day before yesterday, and we decided to talk about it this morning, as we have lost one of our folks from Meridian, James D. Rainey. Of course, many people know this face. 77 years young.
Yeah. That was... he was a good fella. He was a good man. Always one nice guy.
If you ever paid taxes, then you've bumped into this fella here.
He controlled them.
Sure did there.
And I hate to see this news. Prayers go out to his family.
Oh, yes.
During this time. We know Whitney Hodges will be filling in for him until the new election. But you're in good hands, so
she's been around a while, knows what's going on.
She knows what's going on, so you'll be took care of.
James was born in July of '46. He was 77 years old when he passed away.
Military man.
Sure was. Enjoyed it. I remember speaking to him several times over the last few months, and of course we all saw him as the inauguration happened, the swearing-in ceremony down at the new courthouse. So that is coming there. We pass along condolences again to the family of James, as he truly will be missed.
Yes, he will.
Let's see, as we start today out, one of those great days, and of course we've got the headlines coming up that you want to hear about, the murder-suicide that happened in Lauderdale County. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. New York Times, as we start looking at a few of the headlines this morning, they're doubling down, which this normally does not happen. The New York Times is usually very liberal in anything that deals with the Democrat side with them, no matter what. But at this point, the New York Times are saying Joe needs to go, doubling down on this. Will this happen? It could be after the nomination is already filled and someone placed in the role then as a substitute. I think that's what will really happen.
The only thing is they really believe that Joe is the only one that can beat Trump.
No.
He didn't beat him in my eyes. He didn't beat him the first time around.
There's another poll that says that Trump is leading him by 6 only because Biden is still in the race and that somebody else could be higher than Trump. We don't know. But Joe don't want to give it up. That is for sure. He likes the power. And
Well,
I'm
he
sure
doesn't even know he's president.
it's got to be cool to think you're president, though.
It's got to.
Sometimes he's a part of the Harris administration. Depends upon the day of the week. Sometimes he says Trump's president.
Yeah.
But at all costs, we all know that it's time, truthfully, for him to go. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, he's got an issue or two. We do know that. This is a big deal for those who are paralyzed and can't do things. Elon Musk, the very first person that was implanted with this chip in their mind to be able to control a computer with their mind, is working as recovery happens. Now, and again, this has been developed for people that lose their arms, can't speak. They'll be able to have a computer chip that's connected to a computer and be able to type things, search things, and speak with people through this way. This is an incredible breakthrough.
Yes, it is. To be able to communicate again. What was the? I believe he was a physicist. He was completely paralyzed. He was.
Oh yeah, he sat in the chair.
Sat in the chair.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And
Smart
he talked,
fella.
Smart. And he talked through a computer.
But if you had a meter that was here in the middle, he was way to the left, and then I think it wrapped around 3 times.
Pretty close to it. Yeah.
He was a little bit further left than I am at that point.
Way far left, but real smart. Well, we thought he was real smart. That's it, Stephen Hawkins. Yes.
Stephen Hawkins, that sure is him. But and he hadn't been gone all of that long.
No, he hadn't.
Are you familiar with John Oliver, a nighttime comedian, kind of like he's a talk show at nighttime? Are you familiar with
I
that?
know who you're talking about.
I'm not sure that this guy, apparently he's very, very liberal. He doesn't like Clarence Thomas. If you remember back when he was put into office, there was the Coca-Cola situation, the Coke can, which could have been all made up, and I think it was never proven. He is offering Clarence a $2.4 million motorhome to resign if he quit, plus $1 million a year if he will leave the Supreme Court. Isn't that bribery?
I believe it is.
With dealing with the Supreme Court, that's a different level of. Now he would probably put that off as this is a joke, but he is doing that, and he is such a potty mouth.
$1 million a year,
and a motorhome. But potty mouth is not even the word for it. For this guy, he's way different there. Yeah, just so you'll know there. Let's check on that forecast. What's going on this week? As we pull this up, Odie, this is what to expect here is what we've got. 67 today. Tonight, we're going to get down to that low of about 40. Tomorrow, sunshine and 74. Look at that. Now, as the week goes on, by next Monday, we're going to hit 78. By Wednesday, we'll start seeing some rain there. But look at this. It's great weather. 70 all the way through. Nighttime lows are going to get into the 50s. Your teeth will not chatter near as loud as they're doing now. So, something to think on there. We're going to come back. We've got some headlines to talk about. As we mentioned, murder-suicide in Lauderdale County. That's at the top of our list. We'll tell you about it in just a moment.
Yep.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie, and the unthinkable has happened in our small town.
Wow.
And I want to say this, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm being mean by any means. I don't. But this is a page out of training that we need to talk about. As we have seen many, many times from the grand jury out of Lauderdale County, they've suggested that the Meridian Police Department do training under the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. Watch what they do, learn from what they do, and it could be very helpful. As I went live last night, we had Sheriff Ward Calhoun call me, told me exactly what was going on, gave me an update of up to the minute. Now, had this happened and the Meridian Police Department been in charge, we would still be looking at one another going, if there was a press conference, it would last 45 seconds, and we wouldn't know. I learned more outside talking to people on the street than I did from the press conference. But Sheriff Ward Calhoun done exactly what he should do. He updated us as to what the situation and the point was, and told us later today they would most likely have names and more information on this. That is what you do when you're a leader, as you inform the public. They elected you, or someone over you is elected and put you in that place. But we do need transparency from the Meridian Police Department moving forward. That's what we hope for. And it's not running anybody down. It is just the facts of the way things should be done. That's my 2 cents on that. Odie, as we pull this up, here's the scene of what was going on. This is right down from the Queen City truck stop. Let me blow this up. We can get a good look here. This is the railroad track, 65th Avenue.
Yep. Maples Gas.
Right there.
Right there on the left.
This is the terminal here. If you're going toward, was it Randy's One Stop, the next stop sign?
Randy's One Stop there at 80 and at the four-way stop at 80 and 65th Avenue.
This is where all of this took place yesterday afternoon. The road was blocked. You couldn't go through. We had someone do the unthinkable, and we will give you a rundown of what we know and what we can say at this point. Now, again, no names have been released. We do expect that later today. The vehicle involved in this was a Nissan Titan truck, I believe is what it was. It had Alabama plates. The people that are deceased are believed not to be from Lauderdale County, but from Alabama. Again, we will learn a little bit more about this. This would all happen beginning in Meehan. And again, there's some things I can't say just yet, but this person, or this man, I'll say this, really had some horrible luck of being a criminal. He picked the wrong place to do the wrong thing in Meehan, Mississippi. This would prompt someone who saw this to show up on the scene, and they would begin to follow him. Apparently, this looks to be, and again, at this point, looks to be possibly maybe a lover's quarrel or something to that effect. Definitely a domestic dispute. We can say that for sure. Possibly a little bit further than that. We see so many people when it comes to relationships and domestic lose their right way of thinking. Is that the way?
Lose their cool.
Yeah. This would be followed to Meridian. He would head east on Highway 80, get on I-20, continue east. As approaching the Meridian city limits, would exit off on the airport exit, would come to the stop sign. A Meridian police officer heard the call and came along, was sitting there and sees him. Drops in behind him, and he would turn left in front of Queen City truck stop. Heading back, that would be west again. Mm-hmm. The blue lights would come on about where the railroad tracks are at the stop sign past Queen City truck stop. He would go right and go north on 65 and would pull over in front of Maples there. The police officer was there. By the time the police officer undone their seatbelt, got out and said, "Get out of the car," there was no response. Nothing was said. This went on for about 15 minutes until other law enforcement agencies showed up. And it was a safety thing because it was already called that something could have gone wrong here.
Yeah.
And so you wait for backup in a situation like this. Once the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department was on scene, more Meridian Police Department, they approached the vehicle to find the driver slumped in the seat. It would be a self-inflicted gunshot wound, Odie.
You know, we close the show every day with one subject, and that is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
True.
And, you know, the only thing that explains this is the lack of Jesus. That's the only thing that we see as an issue, not just here, but in the United States as a whole. We have taken Jesus out of everything. We took him out of our schools. We took him out of our daily lives. And this is what we have to show for it.
Now, as the police are there at that window, and he's taking his own life, and this is a male subject driving, the police would turn and look in the back of the pickup truck, and there would be a female body. And at this point, all we can say about that is, yes, it was a female that was in the bed of the truck that had her life most likely taken by murder. And that's why we're going to call this murder-suicide at this point. Some form of domestic, this is an ongoing investigation, as the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department is probably going to be in charge of this since it started in the county and then he took his own life there. I'd say that the county is in charge of this. This is a very serious crime. Why they chose Meridian? Was it an argument as they're going down the road and they exit off at Highway 80, headed west, and that we don't know just yet. This would be what I hope to be, and I know there's been talk of it, that we'll eventually get cameras on I-20 in Meridian to where stuff like this could tell where they come from and where they were going, that are set up there, those cameras like other parts of the state have. We need those. You can find out a lot by this. We
do. We need a crime center that deals with all the cameras coming into to one location that's connected to dispatch, that really surround an area with a lot of eyes, and there's some systems out there
that do that.
That do that, and but you know, you said Ward called and told you everything that was going on, and we appreciate the sheriff doing that, and because we talked a little bit about Blount County, Alabama, where just a couple of weeks ago an officer is wounded and an officer is dead from a traffic stop. And within 2 weeks, all body cam footage is out. The sheriff is standing in front of everybody and saying, look, this is what happened. This is what's going on. Here's the video. And that getting out in front
stops rumors.
It stops rumors.
And keeps the people, and if there is, and let me say this, when there's a case that someone else could be harmed, the public needs to know. And that's what we need all the way around. And again, what I said a while ago, I'm not being mean, I'm just going by facts of what needs to happen in all law enforcement agencies. I'm telling you, all of our sheriffs from our surrounding counties, I'm in close contact with them. When something happens, the police chief of Philadelphia called me yesterday, said, I've had a shooting. Get this out for me. I talked to Jody Pennington yesterday a couple of times about the murder that happened in Newton County. They're ahead of this. They lead by example, and this is what we do. Now, again, the next question I've been asked a lot about this is, what are the ages of these people? I don't know ages at this point. That hadn't been discussed with me yet. If you were guessing, people like this that argue are usually in their 30s or so. Doesn't always mean the case. I'm just going by statistics on that. We'll get those before long, the ages of who, what, and how. Of course, they've got to notify family members. One of the things that when Ward talked to me, he goes, I don't know who they are. I cannot verify who they are right now. He said, it just happened. I don't have the IDs. And it was developing at that moment. And I made the mistake, and let me go ahead and, as I did last night, apologize to Ward. After 25 years of going chief deputy, I mumbled that out. Ward, Sheriff.
Ward Calhoun.
I'm a learning.
The third.
It's a habit and it's hard to break.
Well, you know, on the emergency management side, and this may be an oxymoron. On the emergency management side, PIO 101, what do you do? Very first class. Tell everybody what's going on as soon as you can.
Back up and tell everybody what PIO1 means.
Public Information Officer.
There's a lot of folks
101. That means class 1, day 1, hour 1. What are you going to learn? And that is get the information out. The sooner you get information out, the less time media has to make something up. If you don't give media information of what's going on, media will make information up. Then you will spend twice as long correcting what the media put out that was wrong. Then you have to spend time trying to get the right information out, and you've already lost trust within your people.
That cost you the election.
Yeah. So, get the information out. You withhold prudent information, but Terry just said it. Be proactive instead of reactive.
I agree
that
with that
is
100%.
a huge thing that we have to deal with on a daily basis. You've got to be proactive and not reactive.
Agree with you 100%.
It's like Austin said, the classes are free.
Yeah, they
It
are.
doesn't cost you a dime. Get in touch with me in my office, and I will get you set up with that, and we will get you done.
Sanders had shouted out over you. And that's just how it works. And I say all of this, and again, with an administration within the city that does not do that any longer. I'll say this. You can like Percy Bland or dislike Percy Bland, but you were going to know what was going on in Meridian. He didn't
was
hold
gonna
back.
tell you.
He was going to be at the event, and then he was going to have somebody tell you what was going on. You didn't have to wonder, like him or not. That's the truth. Now we go.
We used to see old Dino on TV all the time,
Sure
telling
did.
us what was going on.
Sure
This
did.
is what we got. This is what we're doing. But you see it in Florida. You see it
I
all over the place.
I used to have somebody I could call 24 hours a day and wake them up, and they'd tell me, I ain't got that no more. We'll be right back as we go to Newton County to discuss the arrest that has happened. That's on
We
the
got,
way, Odie.
we got a list that's growing, so we better get some of these on out here.
Okay.
So Terry Stoddard's having a birthday today.
Woo.
Louise Boyd.
That's Lucille.
I mean-
that's my mama.
And I got it wrote down. I still can't even read it.
It looks
Lucille
like-
Boyd,
She's-
80 years old
she is
today.
80 of them. So happy birthday, mama.
Man, and kudos for you for doing everything you do for your mama. Matthew Kilgore, 4 years old. John Ross, the 35 mark. Rodney Scarborough, 69. Allison Dennis has got a birthday today. Brother Tommy Jenkins, 66 years young. And Sam Barclaw, 22.
Get yours
Is
in.
it Barclaw or Barclaw? I said claw and I added that L. But anyway, Sam, if you're 22 today, it must be you. So,
Alrighty.
man, that's their names in the hat. What about yours for a birthday or an anniversary? Get that in. And from the Hyundai of Meridian building, you can get your own coffee mug with Scotty Ray on the side of it, straight from the Toyota Meridian Studios.
Up and coming. We'll be giving that away right before 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As I talked about transparency of police departments that are on the leading edge of things, let's go to Philadelphia first. And let me pull up this picture and show you the situation happened yesterday. And I thought, why not yet again? Let me just go ahead and show you a boot as we go here. It would be a shooting yesterday in Philadelphia there. There's what we have. This was on Valley View Drive, which connects on the east side of town over to Highway 16. It would be a shooting in there. Odie, yet again, somebody is shot in their foot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this can't feel good.
They shot me in the pinky toe.
Straight out of Harlem Nights.
Oh, man.
I cannot tell you how many shootings we've had in the foot. Is there an air? You could bleed to death from this, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So, y'all be cautious. It happens more and more. Now, for a brief moment, they put schools on lockdown. As they search, they know who is responsible for the shooting, and possibly the person's already in custody. I got to call him back later this morning, and we'll update this story as this comes about. But someone shot in Philadelphia, and they put out all the works. They went to work after him to make sure the safety of citizens of Philadelphia knew what was going on. That's what we want to hear about.
The sooner you get that information out, the sooner the public can watch, and this public can help you.
That's right.
Get that solved.
And people see so many things. Our show is 100% built around this, of what people see, and let us know. Now, as we mentioned over the weekend, there was a murder in Conahatta, which is in Newton County. As this would start to develop, we spoke to the sheriff, Jody Pennington, and as we would originally find out, wait a minute, now this is on tribal land, the Choctaw Nation, which puts the sheriff's department out of the picture. As Choctaw would investigate into this picture, they would soon find out that this was non-tribal members involved in the shooting. So then that changes the whole ball game, and it brings in the Newton County Sheriff's Department. Here's the latest that we have that is gathered from the Sheriff's Department. As we pull this up, Sheriff Jody Pennington has arrested Quell Fryer, born in 2002, and he has been charged with the murder of Adrian Simmons. He was born in 2003. Now, both of these gentlemen are non-tribal members as we look at this. The deceased man is listed as a resident, and the suspect is from Philadelphia. This man's from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Ongoing investigation. Again, you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But he's been charged with this and will face a grand jury before long.
Yeah. I want to read this because there's some people that's on Facebook that can see this.
What's
but
that?
I want to read this right here. Bottom line is 80% of the stuff, no matter who's in office, you can't control but let the people know. I tell my department head team this all the time. Get me the information so I can get it to the people, good, bad, or ugly, and if we have a plan, what the plan is. But you have to let the people know. That comes from Meridian Mayor, Larry Gill.
Larry, I could not. There it is right there.
Yep.
I cannot agree with you.
100%. You can't control it. He has no control over what people do. No mayor does. They can control some of the atmosphere around it that may lead some people some places, but what goes on, no one controls except that particular person. But you can control the information. And Mayor Larry Gill, that's why everybody loves you so much, and that's why you've got a future wherever you want to go, fine sir. Because you know what the meaning is, and that is good, bad, or ugly. You've got to let the people know. The people want to know what's going on, and if you keep them up to date and up to par, you'll go a long ways by filling the needs of human behavior.
You can't control. Again, people get mad at one another. They do bad things. And the rest of the public want to know where that stuff's going on, so they know not to go that way that day. It's all about keeping the public safe. That's your job.
That's it.
Larry does a great job with that, and so does the police department there. Never have I been turned down when I seek information in Meridian, Mississippi. Never. Larry or Randall
Chief
will say,
Randall
give me just a
Davis
second.
over there. I tell you, those are some good people, and all the officers that work over there. It's some of the nicest people you'll deal with.
Man, I'm hearing great things about Meridian, like a pharmacy is on the way, a grocery store. Y'all look out.
I'm telling you, it's going to be, used to, Philadelphia was a small town north of Meridian. Now Meridian is a small town south of Philadelphia. If we keep this up, it's going to be Meridian is a small town west of Meridian instead of Meridian being a subsidiary of Meridian.
I guess in order to keep paying things, that Meridian will try to annex West Lauderdale next to keep paying taxes to get more money.
Don't say that.
Well, that seems to be the only thing they do, and yet the people they've annexed has yet to even get services.
They don't have the
water,
sewage, any of that. All my Sugalina peeps out there and Tanglewood and Collinsville, we need to get together. We need to incorporate our area and
I say this because the people that were out by Northeast School never thought that could happen to them, and it did, because the houses got to be really nice out there, and they thought, that's land taxes. Ooh,
there's lots of people out there.
Some more salaries that we could add into the budget. Now, the current administration didn't do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming them.
No.
This has happened, and it was never delivered upon.
Yeah, this goes way back.
Government will promise you big and do very little. Never depend upon the government for your future. We'll be right back. We got more. We're going back at history. We got so much to talk about this morning. Gunshots at things that go thump in the night in our neighborhood. Ooh. We'll tell you the truth, and it's all on the way with Scotty Ray and Odie. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church, and nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. And it's often at this point in time during the day, we roll back the pages of time. And I think most of every show I ever saw this guy on, he was like some form of detective to something to that degree.
Yeah, or he was, golly, what was...
It was the groundbreaking movie that came out was Look Who's Coming to Dinner, I think would be the name.
Look Who's Coming to Dinner.
As we go back to remember the birthday of Sidney Poitier, if I said that correctly. I believe I did.
It's...
Is Poitier? Is that how you say it?
Poitier.
Okay.
I believe.
But what a great guy. He's done so many movies. And as we were sitting here getting us started on this, I ran through my head of who is the greatest actor? Who is out there? I've got several I've got one overall that I think was the greatest that I've ever seen. And then I've got who I think right now. The greatest ever, in my opinion, actor would be Jimmy Stewart. I cannot remember a time that Jimmy Stewart ever said an ugly word in public. He was a man among men. He was a general in the Army, volunteered, signed up, done his movies, and still done his patriotic duty. Currently, of those that are out there that are active right now, the greatest right now that I see would be Morgan Freeman. Followed by, my next one would be Denzel Washington. Upstanding man. And then third, I'd have to say Harrison Ford would be my third favorite there. Each one of these guys, their movies are always good. You don't see them on the news throwing things at other people,
No.
cussing people. You don't see they're a notch above the rest, which puts them into that class.
And
What's
Morgan
your-
Freeman, I'm with you on him. That's top dog. Right
Is he
there.
just not it? A man that started on the electric company from Mississippi.
Yes, he did. Wow.
I respect him. I respect that man beyond, and I've met him several times. And in person, he is everything that you see on that screen. I can't say that about everybody I've met, but he is it. Yep. He is the genuine. Who's your favorite? What's your list look like?
Denzel, he's up there too because I love his movies.
Who would take, or do you agree with Harrison? Or you got somebody else that would?
I do. Harrison is up there. I went blank.
I know
Forrest Gump.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Some of his political, and that's the thing.
That's why
you throw that political stuff in there, but as an actor,
no, he is a great actor. He's
has
brought us
played-
Gump.
Yeah, the captain, the hostage on
Solly.
the captain, Solly, the airplane.
Yeah,
He's
done
been
it
in
all.
An awful lot.
The Green Mile.
The Green Mile, and there's another Duncan. What's his name? The big boy.
I don't know him. Duncan?
Yeah,
Duncan?
he was the co-star. He was the one that had the mouse. 3 names.
With the older fellow that had the mouse that was in there that he went to Mouse Land?
Big black guy.
Oh, he's deceased now. He was
think
in
so.
Armageddon.
Yes.
Played Coffee, John Coffee.
Yes.
He's deceased. He died at 56 from a heart attack. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He was a
Man,
great actor. Every movie he was in.
And he was a solid gold dude. Gary Sinise. Oh wow,
Nicolas
Sandy.
Cage.
There you go. Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall was a good actor, but he had some language. Michael Clark Duncan. Thank you so much, Robin.
He's a great guy. But as you
yeah.
mentioned, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas also often involved in
Yeah, some
situation.
shady stuff on the outside there, but a good actor. Robert Duvall. We talked Dick Van Dyke.
boy. He just hadn't had many big movies.
No,
Nice
he had some
fella.
sitcom. Nice guy. Yeah.
Have you ever watched a show and wanted the outcome to be a little bit different than it was?
Yeah.
I think that when I say this, that most Americans would sit back and go, Toby Keith was right. This should have happened. She was born on this day,
Yeah.
and to my knowledge, she never kissed the lips of her man. She should have.
You know, I
Never.
don't know.
It did not happen. He
That's
kissed-
why Greg still watched.
He does. He thinks that one day Miss Kitty is going to
Yeah.
give in and give old Matt a big hug. She was born in 1929, and bless her heart. I loved her. She was a great actress.
Yes, she was.
Now, this is one of Greg's favorite movies that he watches every day.
Every day.
Every day. As we go back to remember Hogan's Heroes, Larry Hovis, if I pronounce that correctly, was
Yep.
born 1936. It's not just a saying of there's not TV shows like this anymore. It truly isn't. Times have changed, and well, we often see that they can't come up with a new idea, and they just do remakes that are bad.
Why he didn't make my list? Because of one of my favorite, outright, no matter what, TV shows ever made.
Oh, he gets the greatest TV show made. I think I know where you're going.
I'm going with the Matlock part.
I'm going to go with
You
Andy
know,
being the greatest
Andy
TV
Griffith,
show ever.
But Andy Griffith.
There later in life, he took a different, and again, he really wasn't a big movie star. He was a TV star.
He was a TV star.
I'm referring more to movie stars.
Okay, okay.
In my list, but
Dustin Hoffman.
not one of my favorites.
No, but
Did he fly over a cuckoo nest or something?
yeah.
I'm just-
Well, to play in Rain Man.
just didn't do much for me.
That was the way he played that part. I believe was good. Now I don't care a whole lot for his other ones. That one movie stands out.
I just love Andy. He was going down to get him a big orange. Next thing you know, he got shuffled in this little place there. And he just told the guy, I ain't got a ticket. I'm going to get me a big orange. I'll
going to get a big
I'll be
orange."
right back.
John Wayne. John Wayne. If he told you he's going to whoop your butt,
He was
you
going
might
to
as
do
well
it.
just go ahead and get it because he's going to whoop your butt.
Let me see if Odie can do this. Na 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 na. Angel is a centerfold. Anybody remember that? What is
Oh,
that?
man.
Slipping between the pages of my mind as we go back for the J Gals band. Of course, J Gals was born on this day, and their huge song from the 80s, Angel is a Centerfold. Did you just hear that? Na, na,
And
na,
that
na, na.
stuck. I'm going to be singing that all day today.
I hated to do that to you, but I felt like I'd have to do that. Jack Nicholson flew over the cuckoo nest. Did I have
Yep,
it
Jack
wrong?
Nicholson flew over the cuckoo's nest.
I don't know, Little Big Man.
Robert Redford, Sam Elliott,
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Great shows there.
Did you see the movie he was in, Mule? It's like one of his last ones.
Where
True story, and he was delivering the
I have not
cocaine
seen
or
that. I saw
whatever.
Gran Torino.
Gran Torino was good. The Mule, oh man,
I need to watch that.
yes, that was.
Clint Eastwood
that was
is a great guy. Every Western he was in, I've seen 20 times.
yeah,
if
Columbo's
not
TV
more.
show. Yeah,
Patrick Swayze, great
Just
guy as
one more
well.
question.
Yeah, just one more. Just one before you go. Oh, you're guilty. And you're like, yeah.
Clark Gable.
I like me some Clark Gable.
Yeah.
The ladies' man. as
Throw it
D.
on in there, D.
He truly was of his time. He was the cat's meow, I would say.
Yes, he was.
This lady, I bring her up because she was big during her time, and if you make it to Scooby Doo, well, I've got to bring you up. Sandy Duncan was born on this day back in '46.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that's a short skirt.
that's a short one.
That's don't walk past the governor's mansion in Jackson, Mississippi wearing that.
No, there was a girl walked in the mall with a real short dress like that, and this older man was sitting down there by the food court, and
Yeah.
he goes, "I just don't see how you keep warm," and something like that. And that girl turned around, and looked at him, and says, "You ain't supposed to see what keeps me warm."
1959 on this date. A lot of you loved him. It wasn't my kind of music, but I do realize that there are other genres in music that people love. As we go back to remember, Jimi Hendrix performed for the first time at 16. He debuted on stage at 16 with him and his guitar.
Wow.
Big time. People loved him. We go back to a guy that was born probably one of the best basketball players that ever existed. As we remember, Charles Barkley being born on this day in
Yeah.
'63. A lot of people loved him. Played for the Sixers there. Let's see. One of my favorite guys. You just can't help but love him.
You can't.
Because he had a tiger by the tail. It went to #1 on this date. And this is what you will remember him for. Him and the Hee Haw Honeys. It didn't matter if he could sing or if Roy could actually carry a tune. It didn't matter
It was
because it was the Hee Haw Honeys.
But you'll always, I've got a
Tiger by the tail is plain to see.
Yep.
But you just couldn't help but love that show. And Nurse Goodbody, who brought us through many a Friday night. She had a stethoscope, I'm told. This is an iconic scene, and I should have put the updated picture of this because she would go back years later and take the picture. It almost looked identical, some 20 to 30 years difference.
Must be that Maybelline or something.
That's what it was. Cindy Crawford, born in '66, and this was that iconic Pepsi commercial that she done, and she would again take that picture in front of a Coke machine, similar years and years later.
Wow.
That girl got a lot of hair, is all I got to say.
Yeah, well, you know, it takes her a long time to wash it.
Yep. I'm 30 seconds at most. At most. On a good day.
That's both of them's clean. Huh?
Again, we come up on somebody else at, what was it?
Brenda Sella.
Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll that probably fits this.
Yeah.
I know there's an audience that ate this guy up. To this day, he's a legend. He was born on this date, and he would die, well, we know how that went down. Kurt Cobain of Nirvana was born on this date. I think it was 93 that he lost his life, if I remember. Supposedly took his
Somewhere
own
around
life.
in there, yeah.
But a huge guy. Let's see if you can remember any of these. Let's go back to 1970. A magazine come out, and these were the stars of the time. A few of you will go, well, that's before me. I think some of these names you're going to still know anyway. Johnny Cash was on there. Pete Townsend, Jim Morrison. That's a name you don't hear every day.
Yep.
John Lennon being there. Hendrix. Look at this. The list goes on. Charlie Watts, you don't hear anything. Jimmy Page, Crosby, Ringo. There you go. Those
There's a
were
lot of them on there.
Bob Dylan. And even Janis Joplin, who scares me, made the cover in there. She just,
She got some good songs.
she screamed. And it hurt my ears. And I thought,
Hey, rag.
yeah, I got to get away from that. 1982, this would come out. There's only one you. I saw him at the Temple Theater. It was the first time I would see him. But boy, War is Hell on the Home Front 2 is the guy I'm talking about. T.G. Shepherd had a #1 hit today with Only One You. There's only one Mona Lisa, one Leaning Tower of Pisa. And there's only one you. He was trying to impress some old girl.
Yes, he was.
I think it worked. 1983, it was a Friday night, and I would sit down to watch this with you, and, well, probably half of the nation watched this, as Cale Yarborough went down into history of making it to, well, the Dukes of Hazzard. He would be the guest star right there, the third event. Isn't that something else?
That's it.
Do you remember watching that? Of course, he had a
yeah.
black Charger, if I remember, on the show, wasn't it? They'd
I'm
painted it
not
black.
100% sure, but maybe so.
Actually, it was General Lee 1 that they had sprayed blue. It was blue, and it gets torn up. And that car is somewhere in many pieces on display somewhere.
There's a lot of cars tore up on display that had the 01 on it.
It sure did. In 88, Twinkle, Twinkle, Lucky Star, as we go back from Merle Haggard, had a #1 hit today.
Wow.
That really does not seem like 1988 was that long ago, but it was. I was just graduated high school.
Yeah, I was graduating.
I was at East Mississippi Junior College.
Boy, how time flies.
It does. It does.
I tell you, I really like this. So,
Can you talk like him?
well, you know, people are just crazy. People are just.
There he was. He announced on this night with Larry King that he was going to run for president. And for a third party, he shook things up.
Yes, he did.
He got more votes than most folks thought he would.
And
Miles Perot.
that's what gave us Bill Clinton right there. Because
He divided
the
the
vote
vote.
split. Yep.
That's what happened. 1992, and I have to say, looking back on this, I think he is the better Darren
I'll go with that.
of the show.
Yep. I didn't like that other one either that replaced him.
It just didn't fit. If it don't fit, as what's her name said, if it don't fit, it don't fit. As we go back to remember Dick York's passing, and you'll remember as Darewood, or however you wanted to say
Durwood.
it. Durwood. She never would
hated
say
him.
it right, did
No,
she?
she never called him Darren.
And one of the most beautiful women that ever graced the television screen.
Oh, Samantha.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Montgomery, that's it.
I can still see the broom flying by, as they say.
With her
name.
sitting on the side of it.
Yeah. Truly a fun little show there.
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. And what was the
Mrs.
kid's name? What was the daughter's
Tabitha?
name? Tabitha. That's right.
Was it Mrs. Kravitz
Kravitz.
that lived next door? I always saw the weird stuff, and her husband thought she was.
Crazy.
Yeah, he sure did. As a matter of fact, I saw this show when it aired for the first time. I used to watch it. It was fun to watch. Tim the Tool Time Man. There was a pretty good show there. And, of course, his sidekick, Al, who was always straight-laced and down the middle.
Yeah.
But they had a superstar drop by tonight in 96 on this show.
Oh, wow.
It would be Alan Jackson to perform Mercury Blues. Now go downtown by a Mercury or two. And have mercy, 1996. I cannot believe that it's been that long ago. Whew. 1997, another TV show was big, and it was called Seinfeld. As we all watched that show often there. And old boy that lived on there, that was the next door neighbor that always showed up like this.
Oh, Kramer.
Kramer. That's him. Tonight would be that famous episode, as we remember this, as his character would get a portion of the road, the pothole.
Oh, man.
I could still remember him leaning out of the car, redoing the lines on his stretch of the highway. That was funny. I don't care who you are. It was the show about nothing.
Gladys and Abner Kravitz.
That's it. That's a look back in
man.
history today of a few things that occurred. It was fun. I enjoy so much of looking back in time of what went on. We'll be
think
right back.
I think that fella woke up on the wrong side of the bed if he thinks we're CNN.
We're far. But I love that line. This is CNN. Yeah, but maybe he's meaning that we have taken over that slot of giving you the news.
Well, now we have done that.
I think that's what that's
We have
implied.
better ratings, so yeah, you've got a good point there.
I think that's where that goes.
We have
We'll be
our
right
ratings.
back as we bring you the morning here. We got so much more to talk about as we near the top of the hour. We got to get it all
Golly.
fit in.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts is located in downtown Quitman, directly across the street from the post office. They are your one-stop shop for all of your floral and gift-giving needs. They have everything you need to make those you care about feel special, from a fully stocked gift shop to roses, mixed flower arrangements, and plants. Whether it be a special occasion or just because, remember them in your time of need for all of your funeral floral arrangements. Call on Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts at 601-776-3010.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
Call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
We're going to show you this logo. What does that mean?
Man, I tell you what, that means the best auto repair in the area. That means if you've hit a deer or a deer hit you or a tree got out in front of you or you just fought for the same piece of real estate with another vehicle and made a crunch mark on yours, you take it to Chet's Paint and Body Shop. He'll talk to your insurance. He'll do all of the paperwork that goes along with it, and all you've got to do is sit back, relax, because when your car comes back to you, it's going to be just like it was when it left the showroom floor.
737-2961, Chet's Paint and Body. Visit them today. You'll fill in all the details that you need to know about all that. A lot of times we catch things that happen in the community, and there's been a string of this. I think this is the second person arrested as we go to Philadelphia, as well poultry. As copper wiring was taken, we have another arrest. This happened a few weeks ago with 10 from a poultry farm.
Oh, wow.
Why is this so big? Well, there's a lot of chicken houses in Neshoba County. So that's where this comes from. Now, we did have some reports yesterday of some gunfire in the Meridian area, and what did I do with it? Here we go. As we pull up this story, Odie, we did have reports of gunfire in the 5200 block of Lakewood Drive. Here's the lake on the opposite side there. No one hurt, no one injured, but we did have reports of it, so we thought we would share that information. We also had a wreck in Jasper County yesterday involving an 18-wheeler blocking the highway for a little while. The load was spilled, and there it was, Highway 18, just 1 mile west of Highway 503 past the intersection.
Wow.
The rig would run off in the bushes and block the traffic there for a little while. No major injuries. It was no injuries, thank goodness.
That's a good, and it takes a little while to get this stuff cleaned up and the road opened back up safely. So I know you get tired of just sitting there, but bear with them.
I didn't get a chance to show this yesterday, but this was from the weekend. And these pictures are so beautiful, you can't help but share them as we go back to look at this.
Aren't you in that one?
No, I'm not even near the picture because I'm scared of heights so bad. That's a bunch of it. As we look here it is coming in for a landing over at the Castle Plantation. Look at that.
Man, that is beautiful right there.
Just a picture-perfect moment. Here's from inside the balloon. Could have been Odie, but it wasn't me taking the picture.
I wasn't in there.
As I remember from church, Troy me Lord must have been Eve.
It wasn't me.
I'll never forget that. Oh, so much going on there. On the way, and a big thing that happened last night, we would find out shots fired. We haven't heard from Harold this morning with a report, but shots were fired in Clark County and Quitman last night. As a matter of fact, as we pull this up, our friends at Clark County Hot Topics has a picture for us. Let's look at this. Here's the bullet. Luckily, the person moved and was not hit.
Whew.
Harold is investigating the crime, and hopefully someone will be arrested for this before long. You can't have that.
Tell you what, they're on it over there, too. And
This is the first shots fired call, I think, since Anthony took over, isn't it?
yeah, we hadn't had one in a while over there. And with Harold being on the job, he's pretty good, too.
Yes, sir. That's the police department there. And as soon as we know more about this, and we'll talk to Anthony in a little while and see what we know about this, Chief Deputy Barry White and Harold and all, as we get reports of what really went on with that.
Assistant Chief Deputy.
Yeah, how did I
Harold.
say it? Oh, yeah, I forgot I said his name wrong, didn't I?
Chief Deputy Barry White, and then Assistant Chief Deputy
Have
Harold.
to get those names right.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah, his big word is, how does he do it? That's what he has to say. Depends upon how many honks as to what's going on.
Yeah, and how bad it is, you know.
And that is a long two-stretch of highway there going toward Bay Springs. We're talking about that wreck there. Now, stay close. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be giving away the coffee mug in just a moment.
We got Emma Grace Bonds at 6 years old, William Knight's 32, and Maggie Dearman, 18 years old today.
Still got time to get your name added to the list?
Yeah.
We'll do that next. Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like-new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
And welcome back. As I look at a few stories that are across America today, money can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. In this case, it cost somebody their life. And listen to this amount, Odie. Wisconsin, a couple are in a bar. They lose their life over $150. Robbed, killed for $150. It reminds you of Hank Jr. I'd love to spit some beach nut in that dude's eye.
You got that right.
Because he lost his life. How much was in the line in the song?
It was very, very little.
As we go to our next story, a Pizza Hut worker. Now, this also is Wisconsin. I don't know what's going on in Wisconsin. But as you have employees that work together, one is saying, hey, I
$43.
For $43, my friend lost his life. Thank you, Donna. I went blank for a moment there.
And no, Debbie, I can't do Harold again.
We go back to Wisconsin for a story. As I said, often coworkers talk among each other. And
Yeah.
if you come into some money, you go, hey, life just got a little bit better to me. Some money was left to me. But listen to this amount of money. He's 55 years old. He's the manager of the Pizza Hut. And he says, I've just inherited $7,000. Now, as we all know, that's not a lot of money. It can be life-changing to some people to get you to your next level where you need to go. He was killed by a coworker for that $7,000. $7,000. There is no price that you can put on someone's life.
No, it's not.
That shook me wrong. Whoopi Goldberg says she is revealing the real reason she goes to bed alone every night. I'm thinking because no one wants to be there.
I was saying, yeah, I wouldn't want to wake up next to her neither.
I quit reading the story there, so who cares what the reason is? I lost interest.
Yeah, they found out who you was. Said, no, never mind.
Another big thing that is happening right now in America are the truckers. They're saying it's on like Donkey Kong to where New York City is getting to be boycotted by the 18-wheeler drivers, and no loads are going to be coming into New York. They're urging New York to stock up now because it's not going to be delivered. You think it will happen, or is this just all talk?
No, these truck drivers, yeah, you're going to have some that's going to try and get through there. But these truck drivers,
For the most part, you think will stick?
For the most part, because they're the ones that's out making money on these roads, and they know what Trump can do to bring them more work.
Let me show this guy's picture here. He even goes a step further with all this. This guy's on Shark Tank, and he's a multi-millionaire.
Mr. Wonderful.
Him right there, I think he likes money.
Yeah.
But he is saying in his interview here with Daily Mail that this is a huge mistake for New York to have done this. It says that he stamps it as making them a loser, and that it's going to take business out of New York to Texas and other cities now.
Well, you can't value a piece of property. And you're going to, I don't care what it is, anything. The only reason it has a value is because of what someone will pay for it. There's your value in whatever it is. If you've got one person who wants it, it may be worth a lot to him, may not, but it's up to him.
But it's
if
a lot
you've got
of
10 people that want it,
the price
goes up. And the value of something is what people will pay for.
What the market is willing to pay.
That the market is willing to pay. And it's like automobiles. I'm going to get on that kick. If y'all quit buying new vehicles, stop buying new vehicles at $80,000 for a truck, they'll drop back down. But as long as y'all pay $80,000 for a truck, guess what the price is going to be?
It's going to be
$80,000. I'm just saying.
We go to, and I have to bring this story up, Odie. We go to Tennessee for our final story of the show. By now, I think let me show a picture, because this is not just a story. I want you to put a face with this. Let me show this. This is from Daily Mail. See this young lady? She lost her life. And let me tell you what happened. She is having a disagreement with somebody on a bridge. They got into an argument. The police are called. Well, it's determined that she's done wrong in some kind of a way of yelling at whoever it was, and she gets handcuffed, put on the back seat of the car. This would be the deputy's first arrest ever. He's leaving the scene. He is texting and driving, and drives off into the Tennessee River. She would drown, handcuffed in the back seat. The car flips upside down. He ends up drowning as well. Texting and driving, and the police department has admitted that that's what happened.
Well, there was some people that I'd read some comments saying that particular road he had never been on.
Right.
And if you didn't know that road, and even if you knew it, it was hard to get that curve. So you're already texting and driving on a road you have no clue what it's about, and you just drive straight off into the Tennessee River. Hearts and thoughts go to that.
That's a tough one there. All right, let's give away a coffee mug.
Well, we got Wayne and Darla Hunt 59th wedding anniversary.
Woo!
And Tony Fleming, they called your birthday in, Tony, but they didn't remember if you was 59 or 60. So we'll go with 59 and a half. So, yeah.
And John, you're right. Some police department will pay a hefty price for that mistake.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Who's our winner?
And Sam Barclaw, 22 years old today. Winner, chicken dinner. Hyundai of Meridian. Scotty Ray Report coffee mug. Go buy Hyundai of Meridian. They're on Highway 39, and tell them that you are the winner for the coffee cup today, and they will have it ready for you.
All right. That's going to wrap up our show. We can't thank you enough. We'll be behind the scenes throughout the day, gathering headlines that affect you each and every day to do here. Join us look for updates. We'll keep you up to date with the very latest of this. Odie, you going to take us out of this?
Yeah, let's, we'll be back in 23 hours, but there's one thing that will stay with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that is the love of Jesus Christ and what he'll do for you. What our community needs, what our world needs is Jesus Christ. And we can do that one person at a time by bringing him into our hearts and asking him to forgive us of our sins. Because I'm a sinner. We're all sinners every day. We have to ask him to forgive us, to live for him. Jesus Christ, he can do wonders for you. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.